Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Will from Phase 2 Skateboarding, and we're back with episode 3 of the Phase 2 podcast. I hope everybody's doing good this week. I'm doing pretty good overall, but today I'm feeling a little crappy. But we're just trying to get through it. So I want to talk a bit. This is going to be a skating episode, a mostly skating episode. I'm going to try to stay focused on skateboarding. That's the idea here, and I got a couple of things I wanted to talk about, a little bit deeper things about skating that I want to talk about. You know, I've been keeping up with some of the recent skateboarding YouTuber drama stuff, and I see a lot of weirdness going on in the skate. Not really so much as the skate world, but the skate YouTube world is a wild place. I think it's a little, it's a cool place. I like trying to nudge my way into the table here. It's fun, but it's interesting to see everybody's, like, the way that they run their platform and how, like, the direction that they decide they want to go in. And I'm not going to mention anybody's name because honestly I don't really want to make my channel on that kind of thing, but I will say that a lot of people are focusing their content on a lot of negativity. So, you know, but not so much negativity that's naturally occurring, but almost like drama that they're drumming up for content. But it ends up, like, it might do well for their content, but it hurts skateboarding as a whole, and it hurts, in my opinion, this is all opinion, it hurts skateboarding as a whole. And if I were a kid, you know, watching some of this stuff on YouTube with some of these skateboarders that, in my opinion, are talented, and they're talented at skateboarding, and they're talented at making content, but they are self-loathing, which I think skateboarding and skateboarders, we all possess that to a certain degree. But guys, we gotta dial back the self-loathing a little bit, man. We're not gonna make it. like kids are not gonna watch your content about how everybody's quitting, right? And go, this looks like a great community that I would like to join. You know, these guys are really lifting me up. And this is only a problem that I see in the YouTube community, you know. I don't see Nija and Yuto sitting there going, man, why is everybody quitting? Because they're too busy skating, you know. Guys that are out there skating, this is my point, nobody's quitting that doesn't want to quit in that way. Like, it's not a mass exodus for no reason. And to say that, you're just saying that to have a video to make. That's actually, if you love skating, in my opinion, you're hurting it by saying stuff like that and creating content that way. Go out and skate. A lot of YouTubers are talented skateboarders, but they hate on themselves. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy when you hate on yourself. The kids, when you're hating on yourself, the other kids on the playground aren't going to want to come play with you. You know? That's just how it goes. You know? If you're out there skating, chilling, you look like you're having a great time, that's when people come up to you. I have people come up to me all the time at skate parks because I'm having a good time. Every time I step on my skateboard, you could tell that I'm having a good time. You know? And if I wanted to quit, I would quit. But if I want to skate, I'm going to skate. I also don't think that those videos are going to affect anybody but somebody with a self-loathing mentality, because a person who really skates is going to be like, what is this guy talking about? Or what is this girl talking about? Who's quitting? I don't, you know, if you go to the skate park, I mean, yeah, would I say skateboarding is in like a lull right now where I don't see kids, you know, I live in suburban New Jersey. I'm not, you know, when I was a kid, skateboarding was like prevalent enough where, you know, at least once a week you would see like a crew of kids skating on a suburban street. I don't see that as much anymore. You know, I once in a while, like I'll probably see that probably 3 or 4 times a year now, you know. But yeah, things have changed for sure. It's just not good for the culture. I just don't think that speaking on everyone's quitting, it's not going to make a positive resolve for new people to come in and you know, at whatever age it is, they're going to go, this is a negative thing. You know, you don't start playing basketball and you've got, you know, you're dribbling your ball around and you got 3 guys sitting on the bench, and you go over to the guys and you go, hey, you guys, you want to play a game of basketball with me? And, you know, are they going to go, guys in basketball don't go, nah, man, I don't really care because everybody's quitting basketball and I don't care. Like, I'm not going to play a game because everyone's quitting. Like, nobody in any other sport is that self-loathing or art form or whatever you define your skateboarding as, because it's different for everybody. I don't think talking about how you're quitting something while you're trying to promote it doesn't make any sense. That's like trying to sell somebody a hamburger with no meat on it. I don't get it. I mean, I think that we need a little bit more positivity in skateboarding in general. It doesn't mean you don't have to be real with stuff, you know? I think a lot of the time as skateboarders, we've come to like somehow view positivity as being fake, you know? Like if you smile at dudes when you're at the skate park, then you're fake, or you're like a poser. Don't come up to a guy, like don't say hello, you know? I think these are things that are now starting to get a little better. When you go to a skate park now, I've noticed that people are more social. They're more willing to say hello to you, goodbye. In the 2000s, people were very like, I'm the coolest guy here. You don't have to just in general look at being positive as fake, you know, because if you are genuinely positive, then that's the real you. Being angry and pissy is fake, you know what I mean? So it's whatever you're feeling genuinely. But I think that in skateboarding, we just need to support each other a little bit more. I feel like when you see somebody that's really about it, and you're about it, I think it's cool to try and support each other. And I think it's cool for skaters of different skill levels to skate with each other and not create a thing where, you know, you see a guy at a park, you see him step on his board, and then you judge his personality by whatever trick he did first that you saw him do. Just because you got, you know, 10 years on the board straight and this guy is, you know, either just starting or he's coming back or whatever. Dude could be like the coolest guy ever. And you can make a really good connection by just being open enough to talk to somebody at a different skill level. And, you know, by not doing that, you are driving the everyone's quitting lifestyle, because that person's not going to want to come back to a park. You know, if you and your crew are sitting there and a new dude comes to a park, or a girl, and you just vibe them out the whole time, then you shouldn't question why people in your community are quitting, because your crew's vibing them out of the park. So that's an issue as well. So, you know, if you want new people to skate, then you should check your energy with how you're carrying yourself and how whoever's with you is carrying themselves, because they could be scaring away the skateboarders. So anyway, so I keep hearing about this Chris Jocelyn tray flip down El Toro. I do not know where the footage is. I don't know, like, I don't really know what they're waiting for. Like a big Thrasher premiere. Back in the day, this shit would be like, that would be trans world ender quality shit, you know. There would be no question about that. Jocelyn would have a full part in a trans world video. And I don't know, like, I don't think Jocelyn ever had anything in trans world, right? They were probably shut down, I think, before Chris Jocelyn got to that level. But that's sad, because he probably would have had an awesome trans world part, you know. I wonder what his music would have been for a trans world part. I think, was it like Ty Evans picked the music out? I wonder what he would have picked for him. Probably like Modest Mouse or something. I keep seeing all these different videos people keep making on it, trying to, you know, squeeze some juice out of it right now, but there's no footage. They're holding on to it for some reason. But the photos look sick. The sequence looks amazing. The wild part is that I think in the same week you had another guy who came from another country, I think, to come and tray flip it, and he almost got it, but I think he bruised his heel or something like that. His name was Adrian Boulard, I believe is how you pronounce his name, but I could be wrong. And he came all the way from France to tray flip the set. There is a video, a full video about his journey from France all the way to El Toro and his trick journey there. You should definitely check that out. Again, his name is Adrian Boulard. If you put his name into YouTube, you will find the full video of his documentary coming to try and tray flip El Toro. It's pretty amazing stuff. And again, he got super close and he bruised his heel, I think, or something like that. Something happened to him and he couldn't continue. But it's really unfortunate, but it was cool to see. After that, he had heard about Chris Jocelyn's land. He did his video and came out in support of him, and you know, and that's the kind of positivity that I want to see here in the skate community, you know, because if you watch Adrian Boulard's video or you watch Chris Jocelyn's videos, those guys aren't quitting. No one's quitting. We're not quitting because you say so, YouTubers, okay? We're going to continue to skateboard forever. A tray flip down El Toro is you're setting the standards, but I don't know, I'm worried about that staircase, man. All this coverage is getting, I'm feeling like they're gonna shut her down, but I feel like Jocelyn probably feels that way too, and he felt like he had to go and get it. And sometimes I wonder, like, not like I want the spot to get shut down, but like how they actually keep it open for more than a year after it's one of those things, you know, because guys keep going there. It's like relentless. So they've done a bunch of shit to try to stop people from skateboarding, and they just keep doing it. Hopefully it stays open and guys just keep killing it though. Another thing I've been thinking about is that I have to get a new deck soon. I'm not sure what the hell I want. I'm thinking, like, I don't know, maybe I got to get back on the board. I haven't been really skating very much. I had a back injury probably a couple months ago at the skate park. It's hurting me now. Yeah, I did a flat ground tray flip and fell right back like Mickey Mouse, right on my back, like, whoop, whoop, and just right on my back. Because I didn't warm up, and I just started to try to attack things, and it was just one of those weird things. Like I have tray flips pretty good too, and I don't know. I just was, my buddy was skating, and then I go to the other side of the park to do some flat. I pop a tray, and it just like comes around perfectly, but it was just like my body was going too slow and the board was going too fast, and just went whoop, and I fell right out, and my legs went up in the air, and I just fell straight on my back. And yeah, it just didn't kind of like knock the wind out of me. Ever since then, my back's been a little bit funny. So I've been trying to take it easy, but I'm really itching to get back on the board. It's the fall time here, and it's like beautiful weather out for skateboarding. The trees are turning colors, and it's just a great time here in Jersey. In Jersey, it's a nice time. I'm thinking, I don't know. I was thinking maybe like to get back on, maybe a heroin egg deck. I had a couple of those and they were really good. I really had a nice time on the heroin egg. I had like a 9.5 and it was great for flip tricks and just cruising. Like when you wanted to cruise, I think it was super comfortable, like a Cadillac. And then when you wanted to do flip tricks, it was really nice and easy. And I felt like I had an easier time sometimes doing flip tricks on that board for some reason. I think it's the narrowed nose and tail. And that's the only symmetrical board that I like is an egg shape. I don't really like the like normal popsicle symmetrical decks. I feel like they lose pop easier for some reason. Like, I don't know. I've had a couple of the symmetrical decks. I had one from Chocolate. I had the Chris Roberts one that came out like a couple years ago, and it was a good, like the wood was good quality, but I don't know, just something about, and I don't even know if it was like a true, like they probably meant it to be, but it wasn't even like a true symmetrical because it still had kind of a nose, and I don't know, I think just the press, they don't have the press calibrated to the right thing, and it just makes an awkward shaped board. I don't know, but I didn't like it. Felt like it was like pre-saggy, basically. Like it was like not quite a nose and not quite a tail. It was in the middle, and I don't know. I didn't like the angle of the dangle, as they say. Last year, I had the bend to grow syndrome where I was looking at like trucks every day and trying to find the right board, and you know, I ended up getting like 3 or 4 pairs of trucks in a year trying to figure out everything. I have a set of Ace lows, F1 lows, and those were sick. I got those in 8.5 and I put them on my 825 board, and like the bolts are just perfectly flush, a little, like they might poke out just slightly, but they're like perfectly flush almost with the deck. I learned that that's kind of my favorite setup as far as, you know, the balance of the board, and I like a low setup. I settled on, I tried a few wheels. I tried the Formula 4s from Spitfire, the conical fulls, I tried those, and those are a cool wheel, but they're like, I can't do good flip tricks with them. I don't know why. They don't like work. I'm too used to the old style of wheel. I went back to Spitfire Classics. I ride 52 millimeter wheels. That's like the nicest size for me, and I like the rounded edges. I feel like my flip tricks work better with those type of wheels, and I don't have to struggle as much to get my board to flip over. If you watch some Bend to Grow stuff, he will talk about physics and how that is actually true. If you have a rounded edge wheel, your board will turn over slightly easier. This is my 3rd week sober, so I'm happy about that. 3rd week sober from alcohol. Just in case anybody was wondering, I'm still on that track. Didn't sip yet, so we're all good. And I wish everybody who's in recovery now a happy path and an easy path, easiest that it can be for you. So music this week, I wanted to get into music a little bit, talk about some music stuff, and what have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Dipset. Dipset, like old school Dipset. I love all the beats that they used to make, the Heatmakers beats with the little chipmunk voices, and I just love all that stuff. It makes me hyped up to go skate, and I love the confidence in the music. I've needed that right now. So when I'm in a shitty place, I listen to a lot of hip hop because it has a lot of confidence. You know, I'm really connected to music, and when I hear a song, you know, that makes me feel a certain way, I'll vibe with the song. And so, you know, if I'm not in a good mood and somebody puts on some sad country song in the car, you know, it makes me upset. So I'll have to tell them to change it. I'll have to tell, you know, so when I'm in a bad mood, I'll listen to a lot of music that's confident. Like 70s rock has that vibe to it, you know, real driving music. I listen to every single thing you could think of. I love blues. I grew up on a lot of blues. My mother was a lot of blues and jazz and stuff like that, so she introduced me to a lot of things, and just a lot of my friends listened to all sorts of things, and I was very lucky to hear and experience a lot of different kinds of music even before streaming and all the YouTube stuff and everything became available. I had a lot of people that introduced me to a lot of cool stuff, so I was really grateful for that. Hip hop and rap have always been like a big part of my musical makeup since I was even a little kid. I remember getting Mace's first single when I was like 8 years old. It was like a song called Looking at Me. And he was like, "Why are you over there looking at me?" And I thought it was like the coolest song. And it was his first single, so I remember going to the CD store and buy that. And I think I had to get like my grandma to buy it for me or something because it was like explicit, explicit lyrics. So there was like 2 songs on there. It was like Looking at Me and 24 Hours to Live with DMX, and that was a sick song too. Yeah, growing up on Long Island, there was a lot of rap around when I was growing up, and I liked it a lot when I was little, up to like my middle school time, and then I got into a lot of punk. Like I had a friend that listened to a lot of punk, and I just started hanging out with him a lot, and I started to really enjoy that music too. I've gone through a lot of different phases, but right now my phase is I'm into some hip hop, and been listening to a lot of Cameron, and I like the Locks, Jadakiss, super good lyricist, and I like Juelz. I like Juelz Santana. He's just fun shit. I like fun shit that's confident, funny. I like Action Bronson. I love Action Bronson. He's got a great style too. I love listening to his stuff. He's another guy that like you listen to his stuff and you're like, yeah, this is gonna be a good day. So always enjoy a good Action Bronson tune. I've been listening to him since like 2010. If you're an Action Bronson fan and all you know is what's on his Spotify, go on YouTube right now and look up all the Action Bronson mixtapes, because I'm telling you, it's like some of the best hip hop that you ever listen to. I was blasting that for like 10 years. I was just listening to his mix. I didn't even know he had stuff on Spotify. Like all I listened to, the guy had put out like 10 mixtapes before he even like hit really. So that was cool. And I also do a little bit of music myself. I'm working on an actual little mixtape myself. I enjoy making hip hop. I also do blues and a couple other things, and yeah, I just love music. It's one of my favorite hobbies, and I definitely look forward to talking about a lot more music in future episodes. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the episode today. I'm tired. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.